So my PA added more supplements to my repertoire. Let's see. Magnesium, potassium with some more magnesium, but it's not yeah. There's not much potassium in that. B stress formula. NAC. I like NAC. It's good for all sorts of things. And then the stuff that I got was relaxer, adrenal support, and I'm still taking my homeopathy for my hip. The collagen, I'm gonna have to look at all this stuff. I don't take any cleaner, not internally. So yeah, that's what's going on there. There, let me see here. Try to see if I can, I don't know if you're going to be able to see me. Gee, I hope so. Wouldn't that be awful to do a big long talk for nothing? I can't tell because the camera is faced the other way, and I certainly hope the sound will be good, but I can't say for sure. And if the top of my head is cut off, well, I'm terribly sorry, but I wanted to talk about some stuff, right? When I'm in the mood to talk and I'm feeling well enough to talk, I might as well talk. Anyhow, yeah, so, wow. So I got out of the hospital on Monday, right? Tuesday morning, I woke up and it started. I'm like, what the hell? I said, I'm taking a loratadine. I took one, and my fluconazole, is that what they call it? It's that, it's a steroid. It's a steroid. I don't like to do it, but I'm telling you. So I go to the doctor's office, and I think I'm going to faint. And I said to the lady, wheelchair. It's all I could get. I don't know what happened. I really don't. It was the same thing. Not as bad. I didn't have that squeezing, but I started getting numbness in my hands, my feet, my lips, right? So I say to her, is it my spine? She said, no, I think it's heat exhaustion. She said, everything you've described from the time you had the episode that led you to the hospital she says, I see it all the time. It's heat exhaustion. I said, well, yeah, I did have 3 bottles of water before I went out there. I'd been trying to up my water intake. And she said, and it's probably a good thing you did because you could have passed out. She said, heat exhaustion, I guess, can kill you or something. I don't know. I don't get it. I really don't. I'm not an anxiety type, but she says cortisone will rise up really high during heat exhaustion, and then you get into the fight and flight thing. Well, I'll tell you. Shortly thereafter, all my symptoms subsided. I don't know if I totally agree with her. I love her. She's fantastic. But I'm just not sure. So, I'm drinking as much as I can. I'm not a big water drinker. I'm not a big anything drinker. Fluids just don't want to go down, it doesn't work for me. I don't know what it is. Coffee, it takes me forever to finish a cup. I think I'm going to start drinking a cup of milk here and there because they say that's the most hydrating is milk. And I don't mind milk. It's not like I could taste it or anything. So yeah, y'all talking about anxiety and stuff. Yeah, I guess heat exhaustion creates the cortisone thing, creates the fight and flight thing, and so your heart starts pounding, and I don't know, what was the squeezing in my midsection? What was that all about? I don't know. I guess anxiety or something is really crazy. I'm not I won't call myself an anxious person, but I'm a wound up person. I think that's a little different. I'm always infuriated about something, or or all revved up about something. When I have something in mind, I want to get it done. I want to get it done now. And I'll obsess and compulse until it's done. I am a touch of what I call obsessive compulsive. I just get something in my head and what's that supplement? I didn't even include that in my intro. There's supplements all over the place. Oh, my hip was killing me last night. It was killing me last night. I had to take a little something for it. I couldn't help myself. And the scale at the doctor's was back up to 203.4. Hospital food. Heart healthy diet, they say. What are they giving me? Eggs with cheese, muffins. I appreciated the milk. Pot roast. Pear and apple bread pudding. I like that. I couldn't taste it. Had vanilla sauce on top. I ate it. I gotta tell you. So when I got to the emergency room, just to go backwards for a minute, I hadn't eaten since 3 that afternoon. It was 6:30 when they got me a room in the ER. And then I'm starving. He's giving me aspirin. I said, my stomach can't handle that on an empty stomach. I said, do you have a cracker? No, we don't have any crackers. He says, we have applesauce. I said, a pudding? No, we don't have that. How about some milk? I have milk, he says. And so I drank a thing of milk and then I took the aspirin because I know my stomach, okay? It can't handle aspirin on an empty stomach. I'm freaking starving. I tell Denny, please go home. You guys got a show. I'm okay. I'm in safe hands here. They're going to figure out what's wrong with me. I really thought it was my heart. This was weird, man. I mean, I don't know. Anxiety, exhaustion, cortisol. I just don't know. Anyway, it started it up again yesterday morning. So the first thing I did was I took a loratadine and I sprayed my nose. And I can feel a little bit right now, but I'm going to go take my loratadine. What is that, like Benadryl? And it's a funny thing because shortly after I went to the doctor on Tuesday, and I thought I was having, the symptoms come up again, about an hour into it, the symptoms subsided, like suddenly. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I just know I better be very, very careful. This doesn't make sense. I've been out in worse heat than that and drank a lot less water and didn't have that problem. Sometimes nothing makes sense. But I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to treat myself for allergies because I believe that's what it was. I don't believe it was heat exhaustion. I had a ton of water in me. And I eat a lot of fruit, raw fruit. I'm chomping on plums all the time. And darn it all, I'm really mad at Sprouts. I bought 2 big things, little baskets full of plums. And they're beautiful on the outside, nasty on the inside. They did have a watermelon. I don't know what that came out like because Maggie bought it and they're supposed to share with me. But they've been crazy busy. Finn started baseball, so they're into that now, along with working. So they went to a flea market for Labor Day, Monday, and they took Finn with them, and they took Danny with them. That's the friend of theirs they're training to do separate shows, or maybe he'll even do the flea markets instead. I don't know. They did excellent, and they were as far back as possible because everybody had gotten the spots ahead of time because it's a holiday, and holidays are very good there. They were able to make amazing connections for wholesale as well. So they're doing fantastic, and I'm so grateful to God. I thank him constantly. Thank you, thank you, thank you for blessing my children, because in blessing them, he's blessing me. And so, yeah, don't be so uptight about my wanting to babysit. They don't expect that of me. of course they're overjoyed to get the extra help. But it's not like they're, Ma, can you come over? Unless it's like a real emergency. I volunteer now because I had told them I can't do this anymore. My hip's bad. But I like to be with Finn every now and then. And so I go over there just to help out. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not like scrubbing floors or anything, guys. Come on, I can't even do my own. So for those of you who worry about me taking care of Finn, please don't. You know, I knew what to do. As soon as I felt that come on, I told Finn, I just gotta sit down. I called in the house. They come running out. They're good kids. They're great adults. They're wonderful parents. It's just that it's really hard to find good help that you can trust. And they don't even have the time to look. It's bad. And then like care.com, you can go and find caregivers, but there's no background checks. They're just kind of like the middleman broker. I don't know. I wouldn't want a background check if I was having somebody come into my house watching my kid with a business. You know, I mean... So I like to help. And today a couple of big loads are coming in for this show, and I'd like them to be able to, you know. So I've got my counseling today at 1:30, and I have my van back. So he's like showing me what he did, and oh, he did a beautiful job on the window. They had to sand, they had to paint and prime, they had to weld. Someone took the entire window apart. That's why it was leaking. They bought a brand new gasket, the one-piece gasket, because the other guy did such a horrible... That guy, he did a great job putting my engine in, but everything else was a failure. And he charged me $600. And he was a bona fide garage. Licensed, certified, but he had this guy working for him that looked like he just pulled him out of the homeless camp, okay? Nothing against the homeless. It's just like, is this guy qualified to be working on anything? I think he's the guy, somebody ripped the bushing while putting the engine in and put a pie plate in its place, a foil pie plate. So my new mechanic is trying to find a bushing. They don't make them anymore. And so he's showing me around, and he says, and the front air was so cold, it made my hand icy. I'm like, yes. And then he brought me out to the back, and he showed me where they worked on the rear AC and the parts that he replaced. And then he put his hand up, and he said, it's blowing hot air in the rear. I said, I'm not at all surprised. Nothing about this van surprises me. He says, I'll fix it. I'm going to fix it. I won't charge you anymore. I'm so sorry. I says, relax. It's, God knows what's going to happen next. But I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to take it a day at a time, And, those of you with such a dark heart that feel you have to make mean comments, would you please get some counseling? Something's wrong in your head and your heart, man. You don't have to live like this. You don't have to be hateful and resentful and bitter and mean and nasty. What do you think you're doing for the world? Honestly, all you're doing is creating bad juju, vibes, whatever you want to call it. I mean, think about what you're putting out there in the universe. What scares me is what's coming back at you when you have such hate in your heart. What are you attracting? It can't be good. Please reconsider how you think, how you act, what you say. Obviously, you don't believe there's a God, because you don't think there's any consequence to your unkindness, your judgmentalness. Judge not, and ye shall not be judged. You know, I mean, get a grip. You can do it. You can have a happier, better life, a better attitude. You got to remember something. We're all in the same boat. We're humans, okay? You know, I learned something. I learned that the meanest and nastiest clerks in stores, if you started talking to them and you said like a negative, like, man, some days it just ain't worth getting out of bed, and they say, tell me about it, and then they'll spill their guts and tell me what's going on in their lives. There's a reason they're upset and they're closed and they look angry. We're all human and we're all having the same human experience. Be kind to each other. So, yeah, where was I at? So I covered the health issues and the van issues. So he's going to find me my bushing, and he's going to figure out what's wrong with the rear AC. And I also wanted him to check that, what do you call that step that you step on and get into the van? Running board. It's broken. The fiberglass came apart, and he said he's got a friend who could fix that. But I said, the front, I don't think it's secured properly. I want you to check that too. So I'm going to make a little running list for when we take it back in for the bushing, and he'll fix my rear AC for free. And nice guy, family man, him and his brother run the place. And yeah, it's just nice to have, oh, and finally, he said, you know, I noticed your steering wheel is loose. And I'm like, yes, why doesn't anybody else understand that? He saw it, I never said it, he knew. This is what I like about him. He finds the things I've been telling everybody about and forgot about, and he understands it. The steering was messed up. We had to replace the high pressure line and just stuff, you know. Like I said, the van was neglected, and I'm fixing it. And it's not going to go to the scrap heap. I'm going to drive it. As a matter of fact, on Monday, I'm taking it to Dade City. Why Dade City? Well, when my husband was ill, but not so ill that he couldn't get in the car, he used to have me drive him around for hours in the back roads of Florida, you know, central Florida. It was country and beautiful, and I think it was soothing to his soul. And so I would drive him for hours, and we'd stop at a little fish place, and I'd get him fish, or we'd stop at McDonald's, and I'd get him something there because he was losing weight very rapidly, and we were upping his calories so he'd stop losing weight. We didn't understand then about COPD and what it was doing to him. I don't think the doctors understood either, which really crushes me sometimes. But anyway, I want to go to Dade City because they had some awesome clothing stores. Yeah, and I want to go look, and I want to go maybe buy some new pants. I have like 3 pairs that I wear all the time, and they wear out fast because clothes are made like crap, okay? That's why. I don't know. It's a cheapness of the material. I can't figure it out. So I pay like $12 a pair for these. They're stretchy capris that cotton that I get from Walmart generally. Athletics, I think it's called, the brand. And I really like them. They're just loose enough, and so I don't look ridiculous. And I wear my long tops because I have a fat bottom. And though fat bottoms are in style, I don't like it. I want to be trim, okay? I don't care what the fat is. I'll never have a small butt. I never did. Oh well. Always hated that about my body, but What are you going to do? You got to love yourself. Even those little fat rolls, you know what I'm saying? Thank God they're going down, but so I regained weight. I got on the scale at my doctor's, 203.4. It was the hospital food, I'm telling you. The things they were feeding me. So finally I had to call down there and I said, look, don't bring me French toast. See, I make my own French toast, but it's really quality bread. And then I know what I'm using for my eggs, and I have, real maple syrup, and I put like a tablespoon on my French toast. Or I cut up fruit, and I'll put a tablespoon in the raw fruit, and that gives you juice here more, And I like I like my French toast to be custardy, and now I'm wanting French toast. So anyway, yeah, I'm like, they were going to bring me French toast and I don't know, this other fatty stuff, and I'm like, wow, no. This is it says right on my chart, heart healthy diet, because they didn't know if I was having a heart attack. Well, if I did have clogged arteries, they definitely would have been bringing in the paddles. You'd think hospitals would know better, What's wrong with a nice bowl of fruit, some whole grain toast, and a boiled egg? Man. Okay, I'm over it. But in the future, I'll understand. So, what was I saying before? Yeah, so when I got to the emergency room, I'm so sorry I'm jumping around, but I am. I was starving. And I hadn't eaten since 3 that afternoon. It was 6:30. He gave me the milk so I could take my pills. And from then until about 8 in the morning, my stomach started grumbling at 4. I'm like, I'm going to die right here, I got up and went to the bathroom, told him I'm going home, realized I couldn't go home. And then I'm just laying there so uncomfortable. My hip hurts. I'm not asking for any meds. I just am miserable. And suddenly she comes with a tray. And I'm like, is that for me? Yes. Is that food? Yes. I'm like, I'm expecting a test. Does it say anything that I'm not supposed to eat? She said, they ordered it. So I talked to the nurse, and he says, I'm not sure. He says, if you take a few nibbles, I'm not going to tell. And thank God the other nurse came, and she says, no, it's on your chart. You can eat, and that's fine. And I'm like, yeah. And I wolfed. Oh, man. So it was eggs with cheese on it. Heart healthy. Right there on the... It was this cute little blueberry muffin, and I wolfed that, man. And fruit juice and milk. Now, the orange juice in the emergency room was great. When I got upstairs and they brought me orange juice, it was water with coloring. It was so gross. I couldn't even drink it. She ordered me 2. What a waste. And they brought me coffee in the emergency room. They were so sweet. Oh, I needed a coffee. I had slept 2 hours that whole night. I'm so happy that's over. I don't care if I'm dying. I ain't never going back. So now what? Okay, so now I'm going to take my van for a ride, see how it feels, see how that front AC is working. Because anything can happen with that van. Anything can change at a moment's notice. Or a moment's non-notice, unnotice, non-notice, whatever you want to call it. But I'm just so thrilled to be able to get in a vehicle and drive. Oh my word. Do you know what it was like? I was stuck in here. I had to use Lyft everywhere I went, and thank God Lyft, unlike Uber, has the wait and save. You can wait between 10 to 20 minutes, and you like save $3 on each ride, which counts when you're using it extensively. Now, of course, my kids would come and get me, but I'm not going to call them at 8 in the morning and say, I gotta beat you. No, I'm not going to do that. So, I use Lyft. And Michael is always, Mom, I'll give you that money back. I'm like, please don't worry about it. If and when I ever really need anything, like all the Christmas stuff from Hobby Lobby, I'll let you know. So, did I do a video showing you my Hobby Lobby haul? Gee, I hope so. I don't know. It wasn't much, 33 bucks, but still, I mean, I had fun. It just brought me joy. And my PA told me, do everything that brings you joy. She wanted me to take Klonopin. I wouldn't. I said, yes, I will, but I didn't. Instead, I took my supplements like a good girl. I took my allergy meds. And, yeah, but see, I can feel when I breathe in the heaviness in my chest. I think it's pollen, I'm telling you. Nobody listens to me. Because that thing, my AC unit, must be filthy. You're supposed to clean it out monthly, the vents, but I can't because that thing is on top of my vents by like just that much. So I can't, I've tried everything to get them out on my own. I can't. And I just loathe having him have to come in here. I bought this as a drop cloth. It's a queen flat sheet because I don't want him bringing his drop cloth in covered in dog hairs and ew. He takes that to other people's places. No. I'm spoiled. I admit it. Or maybe I just want what I want and I like what I like and I don't like what I don't like. So, drop cloth. Mine. So as soon as I get, oh my gosh, what a disaster. There's stuff everywhere. Everywhere. And it's really nothing. But I just haven't put it back. Okay. I'm going to start putting things back. I don't like walking on this leg. And today it just is not being cooperative. I bet you there's a storm coming. I need to check for that. I mentioned that to somebody else. Thank you for emailing me. It's very sweet. I really enjoy receiving your emails. Please know that. So, I never ever... What else have I got to do all day long? Seriously. I don't walk so good, so it ain't like I'm going to be going hiking or to the beach. You got to carry things with you, and that causes even more pain when I have to have weight in each hand to get to the dang sand. And they closed a lot of the beaches down after the hurricane. I hope they're all opening. There's this lovely spring up north, about 45 minutes an hour. And, oh, I would love to go there and just get in that cool water because there is no cool water at the beaches in Florida. Oh, I wish I could be in York, Maine. Okay, so my plans. So what I wanted to do was hopefully, I hope my camera doesn't go out on me. It always does that. Bonnie got a promotion with her current job, right? Sorry about the AC, it makes a blowing noise. And she got a raise of, was it $5,000 a year or something? Something like that. But this other company wants her, and they're going to give her a lot more. And, but she'll take a drop in position. She just got to her next level in the other company, but the new company will start her at the bottom. But she has a lot of experience now, and I know her. She's going to work her way up fast. She can go to Colorado. She's in Colorado right now trying it out with a friend from this present job. And they're sharing an Airbnb and going around and seeing some of Colorado. I won't say where she would be going because she was really angry that I said that she was in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So I want to go up there. I would leave here the end of September, that's this month, and I told my mechanic what I want to do. I would drive up to her, and if I can drive, that's why I want to test this leg out and see how much it can drive and what it's going to do to my leg, so I could go to Dade City. I'm going to walk around a bit. I'm going to get back in the truck. I'm going to drive back home. I'm going to see how I feel that day and the next, right? So and I'm going to just keep going a little farther once a week and see, can I do X amount of hours in a day and be all right? Because once I get to Bonnie's, I could take some pills, and I could relax and rest the leg, and I could just sit on a couch and start wrapping her tchotchkes or whatever she wants to bring with her. She's a minimalist. I don't think there's going to be a lot going. She says, I'm giving the plants to ex-boyfriend. She broke up with him. There's no... She wants different things than he wants, and it's very sad because she's been pretty heartbroken over it. But she's a strong girl, you know? So I'm going to help her pack and be with her because she's going to be going to Colorado, I think. I don't know if she's made that final decision. I get a message her and find out. She was supposed to tell the other company Wednesday whether or not she was taking the position. I hope she does. It's awfully good money, you know. It's a big pay hike. And I'm so proud of that girl. I'm proud of all my kids. They've done amazingly well. It took Mike and Denny a little while to figure it out, but they've got it figured out, and I'm so happy. And then Rachel's doing well in her business, but her physicality is not so well. She has so many issues. Speaking of which, she has that mast cell activation. Is that even real? She's allergic to everything. Histamines, like throw her in. She carries EpiPens everywhere she goes because she goes into anaphylaxis pretty easily. I don't know. I don't know. I wonder, you know, about my little episode. What was that really all about? But I got to keep a bottle of juice on me at all times, I'm telling you. Or milk. I'll drink more milk before I go out. Sour stomach. The heat. Ugh. The humidity's letting up. As a matter of fact, when I went out there to pay the guy, when he brought my van to me, you know. Oh, there was a lovely breeze, and I was like, hey, this ain't bad at all. I'm sure Finn's going to want to sit in the pool. I think I better pick up a bottle of pineapple juice and a thing of bananas. Potassium, right? Or maybe I'll make my own Gatorade. All it is orange juice or lemon juice, some honey, and a little bit of Himalaya salt. That's really good for you, Himalayan salt, pink salt. Make sure it's really, truly Himalayan. And you've got yourself a natural Gatorade. You can control the sweetness, you know. You can put honey, you can put maple syrup in it, whatever you want. Honey is a pain in the butt. You really should start with warm water and get it to syrup and then make your whatever. And yeah, so I think I'm going to drive over to the nearest grocery store, pick up maybe